What's going on, Schmidt heads? Welcome back to another week of Undercover Picks. I'm your host, Jojo Suave. Season's almost over, guys. Let's get ready. We got a big week ahead of us, 32 more games to go. I'm ready to lock in and go on a crazy streak. I have to. I'll get to it. First off, excuse my room setting for being so messy. Going through a lot with the changing things, getting furniture and whatnot. Been busy. Sorry for not posting the past 2 weeks, but I did do a short, so everything's still documented. I got 114 wins against the spread this year. Not too good. Definitely overthinking way too many picks. Spending too much time thinking about it, looking at videos, hearing what everybody has to say. Next year, I'm definitely going back to the formula that got me my most wins. My most wins ever is 163 wins against the spread. Not going to get that this year. But we could still hit 150 if we go crazy. And I'm trying to go crazy, starting with Christmas Day. By the way, football on Christmas Day, I'm not with it. I want to spend time with my fam, So I'm just going to be like peeking in and out of these games. I don't think I'll be watching any of them all the way through. Maybe the night game. But anyway, let's get to the games. I did my research on these three. I'll do my research on the Saturday games tomorrow. Post a video tomorrow for the Saturday games. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please, I need 25 more subscribers to hit 100. I'm trying to hit 100. All right, let's get to these games. First game, 1 o'clock. Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, by the way, everybody. I hope you get what you want from Santa. I really do. Especially to my subscribers, Wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys. We got the Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Commanders. The Commanders are plus 6.5, the home dogs. I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys here to win and to cover. Both teams are out of the playoffs, but right now Washington's going to be starting the third-string quarterback. And I got to go with Dallas. Their season's over. They didn't look like they played too hard, but I feel like their offense is due to bounce back and put up a good amount of points. And I don't see Washington matching that. That's just the vibe I'm getting. I'm going back to vibes too, by the way. No more numbers, no more stats, no more any of that. I'll look into it, but I'm never going to really bring it up. It's not going to really go too much into my pick unless I think it's a good stat, like one we really have to look at. Cowboys offense is way better than the Redskins offense. Cowboys defense stinks. But they're going to catch a little bit of a break here, I think, going against a third-string quarterback. They're going to be able to step it up and feel good about themselves and want to continue to play hard all the way through because they're actually going to hold a team under 20 points, I think. I don't got faith in this third-string quarterback. He didn't look good. He got thrown into a game, and now he'll have a game plan and whatnot behind him. But, yeah, I just can't pick Washington here. They got a crappy defense, and I think Dallas, they got to score points. I don't really think they went 2 straight weeks in a row where they couldn't put up a lot of points this year. So they'll bounce back, both the offense and the defense, I believe, this game. Hopefully it's an easy cover. It should be. I don't think Washington's getting more than 2 TDs. Yeah, it's just that's pretty much yeah, that's all I got. Let's go Dallas. Next game, we got the Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are plus 7.5. I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions to win the cover. This is a revenge game for the Lions. They lost to the Vikings a couple weeks ago, not too long ago, and that was an upset loss. And now the Lions are in do or die mode. They have to win out. I think they also have to hope for a couple other things to go their way because they're not currently in the playoffs right now. They need Green Bay to start losing some games. And some, perhaps, San Francisco. Yeah, I believe. No, yeah, I think Green Bay is their only hope. But anyway, Detroit's offense is still dominant. They can still put up points. I kind of agree with what a lot of people say. I'm not all for Dan Campbell calling these, doing the play calls, but they got a lot of weapons on offense. This Minnesota defense is the only thing that could keep Minnesota in this game. They too are starting their third-string quarterback, Brosner, whatever. I don't know why I haven't bothered to learn his name. It's not even hard. It's not hard. If I just look at the arrangements of the letters of his last name, it wouldn't be hard to pronounce. But I think he's trash. It doesn't matter. I think Detroit's defense that's been eaten alive the past 5 games, they've given up 27 or more. But to be fair, in those 5 games, I think 4 of them were pretty good offenses. You shouldn't be giving up 27-plus points a game if you're facing good offenses every week. One of those weeks was the Giants, so that's a little concerning. But, yeah, same old story with the Lions. Got a lot of injuries on defense, yada, yada, yada. Those injuries are old news now, though, so I don't really think it matters as much when injuries are old news. The older the injury, the less it plays into my pick. And now this defense can finally catch a break, just like the Cowboys defense can catch a break because they're going against a third-string quarterback. You got some weapons on Minnesota like Jefferson and stuff, but if they don't get the ball, they're not much of a weapon. This quarterback, I think they can get to him, sack him. He's not going to play lights out. I'm not counting on that. This is Minnesota's playing a big step up in class this week. Who did they play last week? They played the Giants. They don't really have much of an offense. We know the story with the Giants. They're all banged up and don't really have great backup players. And now they're going to be playing a stacked Lions offense. Everybody's healthy on offense, pretty much. So, yeah. I'm going to have to go Detroit. They need this win. And like I said, it's a revenge game, and they don't care that the Minnesota Vikings have injuries. If any team's not going to care, it's the Lions. They've been dealing with injuries the past 2 or 3 years. So they're going to keep pouring it on, I think. There should be another easy cover. Let's go Detroit Lions. Next game, we got the Denver Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are plus 13.5. So, Christmas Day, 3 home dogs. Crazy, right? I'm going to go with Kansas City to cover the Denver Broncos to win. It's hard to pick Kansas City, it is. But I don't think they're going to go the rest of the year not covering spreads. They haven't covered 7 straight. All right? I've seen that once, and that was this year with the Commanders. And who do the Commanders cover against? The Denver Broncos. I just realized that right now as I'm saying it, so that's kind of making me like this pick even more. Um, did I say I'm going with the Kansas City? Yes, I did. Plus 13.5. Uh, Kansas City. I've never seen a team, as far as I've been paying attention, as long as I've been paying attention, not cover uh, 8 spreads in a row. So, based off that knowledge, I'm going Kansas City. Before this year was I've never seen a team go 5 games. It's gone to 7, 2 whole games that I haven't seen a team cover a spread in just 1 year. I've been paying attention for this is my 4th year, I believe, that I'm really paying attention to that stat anyway. Not my 4th year picking games. Anyway. So yeah, Kansas City, I think they're gonna cover, or I hope they're gonna cover. They gotta cover at some point, right? And if any team they could do it against, this Denver team. Like I've been saying all year, I don't think they got a great offense, and this defense I think can slow the Denver team down. And who else covered against Denver with like a spread like this? The Raiders. A lot of teams who don't look good offensively are covering these spreads against the Broncos this year. And Kansas City hasn't covered 7 straight spreads, so they got to cover. They have to. I think Chiefs are going to play this game hard, or, at least try to play it hard. Hopefully it doesn't get out of hand and they play hard all the way through. This is a division rivalry, so, you know, and maybe they're mad that they're not getting in the playoffs, so they're not going to give Denver, a team in their division, the number 1 seed. Give that to New England. Let them win again. I really think that's all I have on this game. I'm not a fan of Broncos' offense. I think Kansas City defense can slow them down, and we just need Kansas City to put up a touchdown or two, and I think they can cover this. Maybe they can cover it with 10 points, 13 points. But I think 2 touchdowns, and we should be in decent shape. Kansas City's got good coaches. They ain't going to give up. These are some Hall of Fame coaches on the Kansas City coaching staff. Maybe they draw up some sort of game plan, especially defensively, and, at least make this a game. That's what I'm thinking is going to be at least a game. Denver lost last week. 3rd loss of the year. The only other time they lost this year, they lost 2 in a row. So do they lose 2 in a row again? I don't think so. They're going to win against Kansas City, but I think it will be close. I don't think Kansas City is going to look like shite the entire year, even though Mahomes got banged. I said this when Mahomes was still playing. I didn't think they were going to look like garbage the entire year. And I still think there's going to be at least one game that they at least cover. Maybe they'll lose out the rest of the year, but they got to at least cover one more game this year. So I might have to keep picking Kansas City till they cover. And so far, it's hurt me. It's hurt me this year, getting 6 picks wrong. Imagine getting those 6 picks right. I didn't think they deserved to be favored in any of the last 6 weeks. They were favored every single week, and I didn't think they deserved to be favored, but yet I picked them, especially the last 2 weeks, because it's like, all right, they haven't covered 5 in a row, they got to cover. All right, they haven't covered 6 in a row, they got to cover. So Kansas City and Green Bay actually are the 2 teams that have hurt my picks this year. If it wasn't for those 2 teams, if I was at least picking those 2 teams 50%, I'd be closer to, I'd be closer to 130 picks, probably at 125 wins against the spread this year, if I was at least getting those 2 teams 50%. Anyway, those are my 3 picks. That's another thing. Kansas City's finally an underdog. Finally. So they got to cover. Like, a lot of things are lining up for me on this game. I think Kansas City covers. I'm not going to bet any money on any of these games straight up, but I will play a parlay and have fun tomorrow. I'll tell you what the parlay is. You could guess my against the spread picks. It's going to be Dallas to cover the -6.5. Detroit to cover the -7.5. And Kansas City to cover the +13.5. Over-unders, I'm going to say Dallas, Washington goes over 50.5. I'm going to say Detroit, Minnesota goes over 43.5. Pretty much the same reason for both those games. I think Dallas can get over half those points easy, put up 30 plus points easy, and we just need Washington to chip in a little bit. And I think Detroit can put up 30 plus easy, and we just need Minnesota to chip in a little bit. Then Denver, Kansas City, I'm actually going to go under 36.5. That's a really low number, so I usually like, if it's really low, I like to hit the under. If it's really high, I like to hit the over. I think next year I'm going to pay attention to my over-under stats because I honestly have no idea how good I am picking the over-unders. But I guess we'll start right here, right? But I think it's going to go under because I just think it's going to be a defensive game. I don't think Denver's offense is going to do much. I think Kansas City's going to have a good defensive scheme or whatever you want to call it. The players are going to play hard. Bo Nix is going to struggle a little bit. And also Kansas City with the third-string quarterback. I'm not counting on them to all of a sudden start putting up points on offense because they haven't done that all year. I don't think it's going to happen now. So, other scenario is Broncos blow them out and Kansas City chips in a little bit. But they might not even need to chip in with 36.5. That's it. Stay tuned. Tune in tomorrow night, Friday. I'll have another video up for my 2 Saturday picks. And then pay attention Saturday night. I'll have another video up for my remaining picks for Sunday. All right. Let's hopefully we go on a tear. I want to get 26. It sounds crazy, but I want to get 26 out of these 32 games right. Then I'll have 150 wins against the spread. And I could feel like I had a good year because I am having a good year now. Over 50% easy. It's going to take a lot for me to go under 50% this year. I think it's pretty safe. We hit over 50% for a 4th year straight. I've only been posting these videos since midway through last year, but you got to believe me, 4 years straight, I've hit over 50% picking against the spread. So I know what I'm doing picking these games. I've been watching football for a really long time, and I kind of know what I'm seeing when I'm watching these games. And I also have fun doing this, so I think that's a big part of it. It's fun for me. All right, Merry Christmas, everyone. This video is going on long enough for just 3 games. Good luck if you're betting. Please remember to bet responsibly. Don't be betting the Christmas fun on any of these games. You have some money to play with, bet that, and only that. Only your play money. Never bet money that you need for bills or anything. No matter. There is no excuse. Don't do it. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. If you stuck around this long, you are a true Schmidthead. 25 more subscribers. Please share. Please tell your family, friends. 25 more and I'll hit 100. And that could be the best Christmas gift I get this year. If you stuck around this long, you're a true Schmidthead. Peace.